Hello Sagittarius, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Jen with Bohemian Path Tarot, and it's time for January readings. I've got the Unfolding Path Tarot here, and as always, we're doing general readings for a general Sagittarius audience. So that means it's not the same as a one-to-one reading. It might really resonate with you. It might resonate here and there a little bit. So take what resonates and leave the rest for another Sagittarius. We'll talk about whatever comes up, relationships, career stuff, general guidance, wherever the cards lead us. I encourage you to check out the videos for all your big placements. So that's your sun sign, your rising sign, and your moon sign. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the cards for you. So I like to fast forward the video over the shuffling part and just get into the reading for you. So I will catch up with you as I'm about to lay out the cards. See you there. Okay, Sagittarius, let's see. 5 of Wands, Justice, Queen of Wands, Page of Wands. Wow, that's a lot of wands. Oopsies, let's get this all. So this is a great start to the new year, the Page of Wands. It's like a spark of inspiration. So many of us start the new year with like goals or plans or resolutions, right? And this is, a great support if you've got like a passion project or some kind of plan, a goal or series of goals. Wands energy wands, I should say, support those creative interests, those passion projects. They give us that drive, ambition, that push. Wands are about that kind of excitement to get out of bed in the morning. Wands can sometimes be about actual creative projects, like acting, photography, pottery, writing, literal creative projects. Or they can sometimes be about athleticism. So if you've got a goal to lose weight or some other sort of fitness or health goal, this absolutely supports that. Pages also support messages, messengers, and gathering information. So if you need to learn more about your fitness goals or your passion project, if it's a creative project like you're doing some screenwriting or writing the great Canadian novel, and how do you get that published, the page would support getting that creative goal to the next level. So whatever it is for you, however that resonates for you, this page totally supports your kind of New Year's spark or ambition or goal. Whatever kind of phase it's in, whatever information you need to gather, or whatever kind of spark you need to get it started and push through, this page lights that fire. Now, the next card we have here is the 5 of Wands. I've seen the 5 of Wands show up a couple of ways, and sometimes the fire is kind of outside of you in a kind of challenging way, and sometimes the fire is kind of within you in a challenging way. And let me explain what that is. The 5 of Wands is an imbalance of that fire, and sometimes it can be people around you that are having kind of friction or ego issues. And it can be the kind of thing like if you work in an office and your coworker colleagues are struggling with a project where maybe everybody wants to do the same piece of the project and nobody wants to do another piece, or everybody wants to be the leader but nobody wants to actually do the work, or it feels like there's nobody really in leadership and your department is kind of leaderless or something like that. It can be the kind of thing where there's a lot of ego problems. Everybody's deciding their decision is the best or their way forward is the best, and nobody's really listening to each other. It can happen in a family too. I use this example a lot, like if his sister is getting married and her bridesmaids don't like the colors, and another cousin doesn't want to have to shave her armpits to wear the strapless dress, and the soon-to-be mother-in-law doesn't want to participate. You know how sometimes those wedding plans can go awry because everybody has an idea of how it ought to be, and nobody's really getting along. It's just that kind of an energy. So that's one way the Five of Wands can show up. And obviously, not every Sagittarius is planning a wedding or works in an office with lazy coworkers, but it's that kind of thing. Take it how it resonates for you. If it's not like ego-y people around you, it could be the kind of thing where you've just got so much on your plate at the start of the year, when we all go back to the office or whatever it is for you, where your calendar is so packed that you're struggling to get it all done. This has come up for me when, like, I have a day job and then I'm also interviewing for something else on the down low, and plus I have to go to the dentist, and then I have to remember to bring my change of clothes for this other thing I'm meeting my friends for after work, and I have to remember to pick up my brother's birthday present, and just struggling to do too many things and remember too many things and bring too many things to the office and that sort of thing. And oh yeah, now my tire pressure is too low and my car is dinging at me, that sort of thing. That's how the Five of Wands can show up sometimes too, where like the pressure is actually within my own sort of life, and it's frustrating, and I show up as not a fun person to be around because I've got too much stress in my life. So there's just, a little bit of guidance that comes with this card. It's a heads up kind of card, right? That there could be either frustration. You could be showing up as not your best self because there's too much going on in your life, in which case do a little yoga or cut down on some of your obligations, or, ask your partner or your kids to do the laundry or something like that. Or it's the kind of thing where if there are people like at the office who are, not working well together, maybe it's your chance to either be the sane one in the room and be the leader, or just keep your head down and until the ego kind of clashes fizzle out. So there's that. Now, the Justice card suggests some sort of contract or commitment, and recommends ensuring fairness and fair play. I see this come up sometimes in negotiation for a job contract. It can also come up with leases and rental agreements. It can come up with divorces, alimony, that sort of thing. It can come up when you're going into business with a friend. There's very much the call here, especially if you're going into business with a friend, or those sorts of casual contracts you make with like a roommate lease situation. This comes up a lot in those, in my experience, in those sorts of situations where you really need to make sure that you're covered, that there's fairness for you in situations that you want to be in, or where you wouldn't necessarily consider that someone else would want to harm you or take advantage of you. You just want to make sure you get things in writing. So it could even be the kind of thing where if you're doing, like if your creative project is, you've written a play that's going to be performed in the community theater, what are the obligations? What are your obligations to the theater company? Do you have to pay anything? Do you, that sort of thing. Do you receive any royalties, or, what are your obligations for that? Or it might not be related to this passion project. It could be completely separate, but in any situation where you might be contracting with another individual, or breaking a contract with another individual or organization, make sure you understand what the terms of that contract, or that the dissolution of that contract is. That's what the Justice card tends to mean. Now, finally, at the end of the month, we have the Queen of Wands, which can absolutely reflect you. And the Queen of Wands is kind of almost like the graduated version of the page here. This is someone who knows who she is, who's kind of evolved beyond this information gathering and excited sort of to explore this passion project, and is feeling like the superstar in this cycle. The Queen of Wands is confident and secure and knows who she is, and it doesn't have to be a she, right? This would represent you no matter your gender, but just using female pronouns out of habit. This would be someone who is magnetic and charming and confident, creative, could also be athletic, especially if your passion project or whatever this is over here was about your fitness, or training for a marathon or whatever. So we see a new level of experience gained, or achievement over here. I get the feeling that whatever this excitement is, or this passion project is, it isn't just happening in January, right? It does feel like a longer term sort of project or journey, if you will. But we do see an evolution towards more confidence, towards more excitement at the end of January. And it seems like that carries on through the rest of the year. The only caveat in this reading, or the only sort of heads up in this reading, is this moment here of a little bit of stress or friction, or possibly egos in the beginning of the month. Maybe too much work, or an unpleasant working environment, or another project that is seeing some sort of clashing egos. But other than that, it looks like this project, or whatever this is, really starts to take off. So I'm going to leave it there, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for dropping by. Until next time, take good care. Bye for now.